So George, is it true that you appeared in Star Wars?
That is actually true, Luke. I played a number of different droids in both The Last Jedi and A Solo Story, and believe it or not, my personal assistant and trainer was actually Anthony Daniels, Mr. C-3PO himself. But that aside, you actually worked on Batman with Heath Ledger.
It is true, George. I often work in front and behind the camera.
And so far as I know, you are actually in an upcoming Netflix show that's extremely popular.
Whoa, George, it is true, but I'm actually not really allowed to talk about that.
Oh, all right.
But George, talking of films, is it actually true that you're an award-winning filmmaker? Your film's placed at both BAFTA and the BFI.
One of my proudest achievements, I suppose. But forget about that for a sec, because you are ranked the #1 Weller hair model in the world.
Well, George, it's true. Have you seen my hair, bro? But forget that. You mentioned that you wrote a book, and I know that you've written more.
I've actually got 3 books available on Amazon with more to come. But forget all of that, because you are actually an extremely unique guided meditation healing expert, and I've even heard many accolades from many individuals whom you have transformed to bring them into a much happier, more content state of mind.
Yeah, George, it's true. This is all true, but forget all that. We have to get on with the show. I think for me, I'll be completely honest with you. I suffered a lot with depression, with anxiety, with stress, especially when I was younger. And for me, moments of being in nature were incredibly therapeutic, and exercise, moving, getting the body going. So Bruce Lee, for example, was a huge hero of mine as a kid. He was almost like a surrogate father in some ways, and he inspired me to move the body, to exercise, to explore. And I understood that with nature and with movement, if I bring those two together, if I connect the dots, then I've got a beautiful recipe to help balance my mind, my body and my spirit, and feel healthy. And it's I feel blessed that, you know, I'm able to go outside and explore and expand and move.
He's also someone who broke rules, because in terms of all the stuff that we're talking about, you know, don't get completely trapped. Bruce Lee is somebody who said, again, my quotes are all over the place, but he said, show me essentially a martial artist who follows their rules and I will show you a dead man. Because Bruce Lee said any single person who goes, oh, I do jiu-jitsu, I do taekwondo, I do karate, Wing Chun, right? He's like, if they only stay within that box, I will show you a dead man. Because what he did is he went to every single different one and he took out what worked. And he's like, this works from yours, this works from yours, this works from yours. I take bits from everything, I put it together, and then I end up becoming the master of all of you, or all of this. And it's an important lesson, because like in anything, it's easy to go, this is my group, this is what I know. And he's like, no, you have to sort of become like the water. You go between it. You go, this works, this works, this works. And it's even though I was talking about being trapped in lockdown, being trapped in your own head, he's somebody who was like, he wouldn't be trapped by anything. He's like, you know, I'm not even going to be trapped to a singular martial art. I'm not getting confined to that.
It's incredible, you know, Bruce Lee, you know, he passed away. I believe he was 32 years old when he passed away. Yeah, what a life.
Passed away. That's Luke adopting a bit of Liverpudley in there.
What a life he had, what an incredible knowledge and wisdom. I mean, if you look at the quotes that Bruce Lee had, the knowledge that he absorbed, you know, and it's incredible if you can find someone, it doesn't matter, it could be Bruce Lee, it could be anyone, but someone that you respect, that you appreciate. It doesn't matter what they're doing, but just their method, their way of being, their way of living. If you can get some kind of understanding of how they do things, which can inspire you to then live out your inspirations, your dreams, your desires, what you want to do with your life. Look, for example, Bruce Lee, he had heroes too, you know. We look at Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee was incredibly influenced by philosophers like Alan Watts and Krishnamurti and others. And there must be others that we're not even aware of. And so you can find your own way, but also, you know, be open to learning and being inspired by other people. And then, as Bruce Lee said, you take and you receive from other sources, and then you create something that is uniquely your own. I can only encourage you, I can only implore you to read this wonderful book titled Safe as Houses in the Ballpark World by the one, the only, George Massey. It's just a veritable feast of goodness, all right? Get your nose and get it in this fantastic book. It is genuinely an absolute pleasure to have read it. I've loved every moment of it. It's full of amazing stories. I've literally got lost in the stories. They just transport you to another world. And that's what George is all about. He's about creating worlds, right? And transporting you there to help you to see things in a different way, to give you that enjoyment, perhaps a sense of relief. I don't know what you're going through, but guess what? Your life will be a lot better if you read this book. So get yourself on the Amazon, wherever it is you need to find it. It retails at a very, very reasonable price. And even if that is £1 million, that would still be a reasonable price because it's absolutely priceless. Read it. Read it now. Right now, that's what I'm gonna do.